Welcome, We Done Boys podcast, episode 5. Missing one of the boys right now. Big John's currently dealing with some brake issues, so
He
hopefully,
had too many linemen in the car and it broke his
yeah,
brakes.
hopefully we get him on here at some point. But if not, we're gonna rock with a little trio. So, boys, what's going on?
Another day in Scotland, Troy.
Another day, another day. Mac, what you got going on? Anything?
Well, watched some soccer this morning. It was pretty intense. Probably had a few gray hairs now because of it. And then clean the house because the missus is coming home later. So,
You had a weekend by yourself.
husband duties. Not really. I had my dog here most of the time and
Never.
mainly just
Hey,
watch
shout out
soccer.
Chris Bacchius, man. Excel. Get rocking the Excel shirt.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
This is what I'm wearing to my Red League soccer game because I got to wear blue.
There we go.
Nice little endorsement deal.
I'm rocking these shoes today too. The beauties.
Oh, those are tough.
Nice pink and blue.
They're tough, dude.
Really speaks to my type of shoe style.
There we go. Stuck, how's basketball going?
Well, we just played in the Champions League qualifiers the other day in Turkey and got absolutely obliterated.
I watched that.
It was
brutal.
Yeah, it was bad. But you know what? It's all good. We're going to play in FIBA Europe Cup now. So I played pretty well. So that's going to be good film, I guess, for next year. But Turkey was pretty cool. I would say the food was a little suspect, and outside the resort was a little suspect. I guess I got hit by an earthquake last year, and that place just totaled. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience.
The thing that I noticed is you really came up in the world in regards to your celebrations, because I remember your senior year at QND against Quincy High, you put down a dunk and it was very expressionless. Now you're getting and ones and you're flexing on people and getting all pumped up. So you came a long way in the celebrations. That's good to see.
Troy, it's a lot easier to get excited when you're getting paid, my guy.
It's fair.
That's the best way to put it.
That's probably facts. No, I thought the thing I noticed watching you play, Tanner, is like it's just really physical. And I know you've played overseas a lot now, but I was just kind of amazed by the physicality of it. Like just on the screens, like you really got to be set on it. You got defenders pushing you up a little bit. Just on the rebounds, like that was the thing. I watched a little bit of it, just the physicality piece of it. So I know that's obviously why you spend a lot of your time in the weight room just as much in the court, because you got to be able to hold your own against all those dudes.
Yeah, those dudes were huge. I mean, that team was from Romania. They were a good team. I mean, I think their player budget, so just what they're making was like 4 or 5 million. So those dudes are making quite a bit of money. That's probably why we got absolutely obliterated. But it's all right. They ended up losing to a Greek team the next round, so they got knocked out. I think they're in FIBA Europe Cup as well now. So, but yeah, there were some men on the floor.
Did anything make you mad in Turkey? Do we have anything?
No, dude, I got nervous because so when we were flying out after getting absolutely obliterated, the next morning, we so we're like in Turkey, you have to go through double security. So this lady, like we didn't know at the time. There was this piece of luggage just left by itself before the security checkpoint. And I'm like, hold on, dude, we're in Turkey. There's a piece of luggage by itself. Like, I'm not going out like this. I'm not dying today. So we called over security, and security came and walked up to it slowly. It was nervous. I'm like, dude, is this thing about to like blow? Like, I'm nervous. I'm starting to get a little like sketched out. And then some Turkish lady comes running over and forgot her bag. How do you forget your bag before going through security? It's just stupid. Like, what? Use your brain.
Yeah.
So, dude, like all of like me and the other veteran guy that were on the team that were in that line, like we're like crapping our pants because like this luggage is just left unattended in Turkey, and like that's not a very safe place in some parts. So
yeah, nah. This is a question I have for you, Tanner. I know you've traveled a lot all this flying. Do you notice procedures like security and everything being different at different airports you go to?
Well, once again, Troy, I mean, Turkey we had two. So the first one, the lady that was checking the bags was sleeping. So the bags are going through the little security machine, and she's sitting there like literally slumped. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. So I was like praying that nothing was suspect was going on.
I don't fly often, as you guys know. I'm more of a driver, but I had to fly. My cousin Tyler, shout out to him, got married last weekend, and I had to fly up for the wedding. So I flew Amarillo to Dallas to St. Louis to get there, then stayed a night in Quincy. Then the wedding was in Missouri, so I flew Kansas City to Dallas to Amarillo. And I just noticed like it's so much different at all these different airports. Like Amarillo, you just go in, you don't got to take your shoes off, and it's a smaller airport, obviously, but you don't have to take your shoes off. You just walk through in and out. Then when I flew out of Kansas City, it's like take all your device out of the bags, take your shoes off. Like it took forever. So it's really interesting to me that like all these airports have different procedures and they go things about different. Some people are more friendly, some people are kind of don't want to be there yelling at you trying to get through. So I just didn't know if overseas you experience that a little bit at all.
Now
Pops,
hold
here's the
on, Troy.
thing.
I got something that put me through the wall, dude. I forgot about this. Oh man, this trip. So we're on our way back. All right. So it's like a 5 hour flight from Turkey to Scotland. Dude, these people in front of me, if you're friends with me on Instagram, you saw my story. They had their socks and shoes off on the plane.
I did
And
see
they
that. I
were
thought it was your
playing, dude.
teammate.
No, it was a random couple and they were playing footsie
Oh.
in the aisle, dude. And this dude's toenails were
Oh.
so long. I'm like, come on, this should be a felony, federal crime.
You should have
Throw him
spit
in
on their
prison.
feet.
Yeah,
Dude, I was so like, come on, man. And I had to watch that for 5 hours, sit there and just watch this dude's crusty feet. It was disgusting. Like I tried to sleep, but the smell, dude, his feet smelled so bad too. Just awful.
that shouldn't be allowed. I mean, and plus like
No, it's a
I know
federal crime. Put him in prison.
they clean planes, but like let's be honest, like the amount of people
Not very well.
in there, like
Not
that's
very well.
dirty. Like there's no way I'd ever take my shoes off, especially my socks. Maybe take your shoes off, but your shoes and your socks is crazy.
But like,
Dude,
let's
like
be
it's
honest. Where
disgusting.
do you know where they were from?
The lady was speaking Turkish, but she was also like speaking
Their
English.
feet
But
definitely fucking reeked, dude, for sure.
No, shoot. Here's the thing that made me mad on the plane while we're just on these airport hate stories is so I travel Southwest. That's always been how I travel. And they used to have this amazing snack pack they'd give you. They used to give you this snack pack. It had Cheez Its, pretzels, and something else. I forgot what it was, but top tier. Now I get on there, they give you these stale, nasty, like garlic pretzels in this tiny bag. There's like four pretzels in there, and it tastes horrible. And I was starving, because I was traveling all day. I asked her for another one, and she said, "Well, because of supply shortage, it's one per customer." Oh, God forbid that we don't have enough freaking little bags of freaking bad pretzels. That really makes
dude,
me mad.
that's
I
just
lost
an
a lot of
excuse because
respect for Southwest in that regard.
dude, they literally resupply it before every flight. So that lady was lying.
Oh, it's crazy.
She said,
And they weren't even
big
good.
old
They weren't even good. And what made me mad is the two dudes sitting next to me. I'm sitting on the aisle. The two people next to me, they didn't even want theirs. So I knew we
Oh,
obviously had some extra. She goes, "Oh, because of supply, it's one per person." I'm like,
at least they gave you free snacks, dude. On our flights, they're trying to get me to pay $4 for a bag of chips. I'm like, I ain't paying that. You're out of your mind.
Tanner ain't paying for nothing at the airport.
Oh, I'm not paying for anything, dude. At
Uh,
our resort, I was throwing down food like crazy left and right.
Airports are so money hungry, it's ridiculous. Like I went and ate at a Chili's in Dallas, and my go-to at Chili's is the triple dipper. You get to pick three appetizers. You go fried mozzarella, chicken tenders, and boneless wings. That's what I do every single time. And a normal Chili's, it's like $13. I go to pay, they're like that'll be $27.50. I'm like Jesus for like an appetizer platter. But people will pay because you're bored in there, you're hungry, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. They don't let you take anything in. So airports low key are probably the biggest financial scam in America, if you think about it.
Yeah, dude, I'll eat my fingernails
after
before I'm buying
college.
food.
After college, biggest financial scam, hands down.
Mac hates college.
I mean, realistically, like, what is the point? Like, going to college now is it's kind of slowly fading out.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the professors or anything, dude. It's just like, I think a lot of people are becoming more successful not going to college and literally starting their own business or going
because
to, what is it, trade school?
You don't have $100,000 in debt. You don't spend 4 or 5 years of
Yeah.
your life, and you're getting experience firsthand. And then coming out of college, someone like me and Potts, even with the masters, people like, oh well, you got a master's, but you don't have any experience. So kick to the
Dude,
curb most
how do you
times.
think I'm gonna feel, buddy? When I
Oh,
go to get a 9 to 5 after mine, they're gonna be like, "Well, you play professional basketball, cool. This isn't a basketball, job anymore." Like,
Stuck's gonna end up being the high school basketball assistant at Kool-Aid.
no, he'll be
Have
the
some
head coach
sort
for
of
sure.
job. We already know where this is going. Let's not act like we're surprised.
dude, what's crazy is all my teammates on my team, like when I came in, they're like, we thought that we knew that you would be a good player, but we didn't think that you'd be like a really solid, like polished European player because you kind of look like somebody that would work a 9 to 5 doing somebody's taxes. I was like, dang, that's kind of bogus.
Yeah, he's
I wasn't stuck doing my taxes.
he's the Ben
Yeah,
Affleck.
no.
He does taxes, but at the end of the day, he's a secret agent. He's a badass. So that's accountant by day, badass by night.
Stuck, how's the food in Scotland?
Oh, I bet it's
Um,
terrible.
it's honestly not bad. I mean, it doesn't get much worse in the States, dude. Like you got to think like the fast food in the States is garbage. Like the food here, I don't even know how to like honestly, I put on 10 pounds since I've been here, but it's not like eating garbage food. It's literally just like taking protein and the food quality is just better here. Like it's not as processed, I think, and like it's healthier. So like I'm actually putting good nutrients into my body where I'm able to put on weight, like good weight. Like I'm not moving slow or anything, but
What's the
we just went out
most
to eat. Go ahead.
Scottish food you've seen since you've been there? I know the English like their beans and toast. I don't know if Scotland does anything like that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like they love their tea here and they love their coffee, but I don't even know like I don't even know what it is, dude, to be honest with you. I eat the most basic stuff. Like you saw like before Olivia got here, I was eating buttered noodles and eggs for 4 weeks. Like I don't really we don't really get out much and outside of cooking like chicken, salmon, like all that stuff. But they got some sort of like Scottish like food that they want me to try here. It's like I don't even know. It sounds disgusting. It's like innards of like a pig or something. I don't know. It's gross.
Have you found a
Sounds
Burger King yet?
awful.
A Burger King. No, I've had McDonald's a lot though. The guys give me a lot of crap, dude, because I eat McDonald's all the time. Especially when Olivia wasn't here, dude. I was going crazy. And
Stuck is
like
a
that,
Burger King and McDonald's connoisseur.
oh,
Go to
I'm
Burger
telling
King.
you, it's just different here, man. Like nobody understands. Everybody's like,
No, the
oh, it's just unhealthy.
fast food over there is so different. I remember when I was in Ireland, there was a KFC and there was a Subway. And I'm like, all right, chicken bacon ranch Subway sandwich. And then like you look at the menu and it's nothing that America has. It's like a completely
No.
different menu. Everything's totally different. And nothing was more disappointing than KFC, right? I'm like greasy American fried chicken, right? With some mashed potatoes and gravy. First off, that was ridiculously priced, and then you had to buy the gravy and the mashed potatoes separate, and it just wasn't good.
Shoot,
Hey, it's finger licking good, man.
our KFC here just randomly. I went there the other day, and they just randomly served chicken fried steak on Wednesdays at it for $6.
KFC's, I love KFC, but now
I
that we're
pull
getting
up to the
a
drive-thru.
Canes,
It's a Wednesday. I pull up and they're like, "Hey, you want our special?" I'm like, "Oh, what's the special?" They goes, "Chicken fried steak." I'm like, "At KFC?"
They definitely got that from the restaurant down the street. They were just handing
Oh
it out.
man.
Needed to get rid of it.
Yeah, shoot. I don't eat a lot of fast food out here. I just eat our cafeteria here is high level, so I just eat at that every single day.
Okay, hey, Troy, here's a good question for you. Is the cafeteria better than QU?
I don't take much.
I'm not gonna hate on the QU cafeteria,
I will. I don't
but
care.
Dude, the
but
cookies at the cafe at QU were elite.
yeah,
No,
no,
the
like
chicken cordon bleu was gas.
No,
Or
that
like
was
the
garbage, dude.
no, that was so
I
good.
liked QU's cafeteria a lot. The difference is down here,
I
our
clocked that.
cafeteria is like an actual restaurant. So people in the town pay to come eat at it. So it's like an actual like
Okay, yeah.
so
Nobody's gonna pay to eat at the QU caf.
That's how most college campuses are. Like they'll have restaurants. Like I remember most places will have like 5, 6 different restaurants that serve food. Whereas
yeah, but like
QU's
a lot
just
of
like
those are
we're
chains.
cooking all the stuff and
Like
whatever
our
you get, you get. You don't get to
like
order it.
yeah. Our cafeteria, like it's all like the same thing. They got like the main line and then they got like the action station, which is another entrees. But Sundays are the best day. So like on Sundays they have fried chicken, ribs, mashed potatoes and
Whoa.
gravy, rice, apple pie, biscuits, all that kind of stuff. And then they had like the
Dude,
omelet.
the best was when it was the
Egg.
best was during COVID, dude. And we would go in and we'd get like our like sacks or sack lunches or
Oh,
dinners or
wow.
whatever, and we get breakfast for the next morning. Dude, they would have those packaged donuts, and I
Oh,
grabbed
just
like
grab
five
a
packs.
ton of them. That was the best time.
Oh, I was grabbing so many. Like it was just free real estate for food. Like I mean, it was us and the women's basketball program was the only two programs
Challenge,
on campus at the time. Dude, I was going crazy
chowing
on the
down,
donuts.
losing games and chowing down.
Oh man. Hey, we come on now. Man. We once okay. When we beat UIndy, I remember this distinctly. We beat UIndy at QU,
Yep.
and I went to the calf after the game. Or maybe it was the net. It might have been after the game. I'm because I just remember going crazy. Like they had all the packs of donuts. Like for some reason they had like the chocolate donuts, the powdered donuts, the glazed donuts, all that stuff packed up. Dude,
Cereal.
I was the first one in there, and I was just grabbing them and just throwing them in my pockets, dude. And I remember that was when Vic was still there, and Vic was like, "Come on, man, you're stealing all the donuts. What am I going to eat in the morning?" I was like, "Obviously, you're not eating anything, man, because you're not getting any of these. Sorry, bud."
Freaking COVID at QU, like COVID was a bad time, obviously, but I would say probably half of my fun memories from QU was probably
Oh man.
like
Yeah,
here's a fun
it was
story.
just so different.
Here's a funny story. Mac wasn't involved in this, but this is about Tanner and I. So it's COVID at QU. And they had all these rules like you couldn't do this, couldn't do that, weren't supposed to leave a 45-mile radius. Like that was when COVID was like in its peak still. So it's like a Friday night. You're not allowed to do anything on campus, can't go to people's dorms, can't do this. So Illinois wasn't playing high school football, but Missouri was. So Palmyra
Oh,
and
this story is
Monroe City were
amazing.
playing in football. And no offense to Palmyra or Monroe City, but I have no desire in watching those two play football, to be honest. It's I just no knock on them. I have no tie to either. But it was so boring. There was no live sports on TV at that time. There hadn't been live sports in months. So Tanner and I and three of the other basketball guys at QU decide, hey, let's go to Palmyra. Let's go to the game. Put lawn chairs in the car. We drive down the Palmyra. We social distance. We're in the end zone, away from everybody. The only person we probably came into contact with was the person we paid to get in. So we're sitting in lawn chairs minding our own business. This kid on Monroe City makes one of the craziest catches for a touchdown I've probably ever seen in all levels of football, high school, college, pro, whatever. Like this one hand corner of the end zone catch. So next morning, front page of the Quincy Herald League is this kid's one-handed catch, and then us five dudes in the background. And we got in trouble by so many people because we broke the school's distancing procedures.
I remember
Dude,
how worried you were when you saw that. You
Oh
called me and
yeah, I knew
you
we
were
were done.
yeah,
Tanner,
dude,
I
I
wrote
was like,
the other three dudes were like, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Tanner and I were like, shoot, no, we're not.
Here's the
yeah,
thing
I was
though. We
nervous.
were the first team to get in trouble on campus. So we set the bar pretty low. So everybody else kind of got away after us. I remember everyone was out on campus partying and doing stuff. And of course we were too. But since we played on Fridays and Sundays, we'd go out on Mondays. And we were partying in somebody's dorm room and got in trouble, of course. And then immediately the next day, we all got pulled into immediate COVID testing. We all got COVID tested, and a few guys tested positive. And we got lectured, and we were told, like, you guys may be shut down for the year. You may not compete in any more games. Bunch of bullshit,
Well,
dude.
the crazy thing is, see that right there is, see, y'all are partying. Y'all actually were.
Everybody else was doing it.
Oh, yeah, agreed. Tanner and I decide let's not party and let's just go watch a football game. But
Yeah, but you were on
And
the
we get
front
ripped,
cover
bro.
we
of the
got in
Oh
page.
trouble
my
You,
by so
gosh.
many.
you could not see you
We
guys.
got in so much trouble for that when the rest of our team and everybody else is in the dorms partying, going crazy, and we go go to a high school football game outside, socially distanced from people, and because of one picture. The thing is, if that dude doesn't catch that ball, nobody ever knows we were at that football.
Nobody ever knows.
And that kid, whoever he is, God knows what he's doing right now. He couldn't do that. If he had that same play 10 times, he'd miss it 9. There's no way he's catching that ball. That was the craziest catch. We're literally up, all excited, like it's our freaking home team we're cheering for. That was an unbelievable catch. Like, honestly,
it was incredible.
Like, back corner of the end zone, one hand. We're the only people sitting down there. It was so far back in the end zone. And snap, front page, Harold Wig Sports the next morning.
I can just picture it too. That's a thing.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. But there was nothing worse than when we had the false positive, dude. You remember that, Troy? When
it was our good
we had the false
Adam.
positive. Yes. And everybody went home. Everybody flew home. And 2 days, or like a day and a half, 2 days later, they were like,
back.
yeah, it was a false positive. So everybody had to fly back home. Dude, it was we had a kid from like California, dude, that flew all the way up to Cali and then flew all the way back to Quincy. Like, it was insane.
And
then 2 weeks later, we got shut down.
What's crazy is it was all of our good friend and listener of the podcast, Adam Moore, was the person that positive was. We're going to get him on here at some point, and we'll talk about this.
Oh,
he
dude.
called me, he goes, "Hey, Troy, guess where I'm quarantining at?" I said, "Where?" "My parents' lake house in the Ozarks." He's at the Ozarks just hanging out. Tanner and I are in Quincy, and you know how Tanner is. Tanner likes to shoot every day. He can't go in the QU to shoot, so we're just going down to Notre Dame to shoot. We're supposed to be socially distant.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I remember, though, like, I was stuck in the house with Vic, and Vic and I, dude, we were so bored. We were lifting up chairs in the college house. We were, like, literally we would see how heavy the heaviest chairs were. We were doing, like, bench press with chairs. It was the dumbest thing ever. And then we go to like Upper Mormon Park and shoot on those garbage rims outside. Like, dude, it was terrible. And then 2 weeks later, our whole team got COVID.
Yeah, and that's what
it was bad.
We got quarantined because of a false positive. So we're like, okay, whatever. Then we literally, the day we're supposed to start official practice, we are completely shut down. Because I remember I got it. And then like 3 other guys got it. And then Tanner called me 2 days later. He had it. It was a reaction. I'm pretty sure our first game, we literally had like maybe 5 practices in before our first game.
Yeah, dude. I remember when I went to get tested because I felt terrible. And I was in my parents' basement. And I just remember Coach Health. I had no clue. The health department was supposed to call me. And Health thought just texted me and said, "You got it stuck." Dude, it's the funniest thing that I remember.
Dude, I remember. That. So with me, I don't know if you even remember this stuck. So like, my dad, has had some heart stuff that didn't want to risk getting him sick when I had it. So I stayed at North Campus. And
I forgot about that, dude.
I'm in this room for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I'm stuck in this dorm. They're delivering me food like god awful. Like,
the delivery too was so bad.
Shout out another Will Connerly and Colin are the freaking deliverers, and they're just in their room kicking and bringing the food. And I literally got out on my 21st birthday. Is when I got out of it.
The craziest thing is that it was almost like a prison. I remember they had the top floor.
Yes.
What dorm was that?
It was Pad
and North Campus. Floor, and it was like prison. You'd stay in your room, and then they'd knock on the door, and like you'd have to wait until it was like opening the thing and like passing the food. But then, the crazy thing is our guys were some of the first that were put into the timeout, whatever you're gonna call it. And they could not leave the room. Like, I remember after they'd left, other people got to have like the play time, like your prison time out in the yard, and could go out for 45 minutes. Our guys never got that. So they were just in there for 10 days. Just no human contact. It was ridiculous.
It was.
You know what though? Honestly, like, shout out to QU though, because I thought for the most part that like the administration of QU like did the best they could with what they had to. Because that like our dorm space is tough. It's tight, right? It was super tight. And so, like, they were trying to figure out where to put these kids. Like, we had kids getting sick left and right. And so they, couldn't figure out where to put them. So they had to do, like, North Campus was the best option. Paddle was the best option. So
Well,
like, shout out to them for handling it honestly,
yeah.
like the best they could.
I got lucky in North Campus because I was one of the first to get up there, and I got the old RA dorm, so I had my own
This
bathroom.
guy was playing
Bedroom.
Xbox the whole time.
I
I
was living life up there. I actually the first couple days were actually relaxed because I was like away from the world, just playing the game. That got all my homework done. I remember I had like a 15-page paper due in November. I just knocked it out. It was done. Like I had nothing to do. And then I remember, shoot, I got out, like I said, on my 21st birthday, and some people were still we hadn't started to work on. That was like the best feeling ever. I got right out of there. I think I went right to the Cedar Club after that.
You were the most dramatic person, though. I remember you being in there for like a day or two
It was
and acting like it was like, oh my God, been in here 2 hours and I don't know what to do with my
it was
life.
horrible. Then they bring us tacos for dinner. They got ground beef in a little styrofoam container, and it doesn't even drop out. It was stuck to the cup.
But you were so dramatic about being in
Dude,
quarantine.
I remember like so when I first got to my parents' house when I was in quarantine, and I didn't have a TV in the basement to play video games. And so I snuck up. My dad had a TV outside, a flat screen. I snuck up through the basement up into the garage. I walked outside and I took the TV and took it downstairs. And I remember my dad going like, What? And he walks outside. He's like, somebody stole the TV. Like, started losing his mind, dude. Like, somebody stole it. Somebody
Oh,
stole my TV.
hey, looks
Like,
like we
dude,
got
Awesome.
someone joining us.
Well,
oh
good, because I'm
no.
about to pass the torch to Big John because I got rec soccer to go
We
to.
won't stay on too long. We'll get a
Are
quick
we?
wrap up
Is
with him.
this live?
We're live.
Yes, it's live, Big John.
Make your grand
Sorry,
entrance.
sorry.
Big fella.
Meanwhile, you guys are over there being Europeans. I'm getting my hands dirty. Just me and my shout out my boy Joe Shepardson just fixed my brake pads and rotors.
Atta boy.
Say, Johnny, it's pretty impressive. We were talking about it before you got on. It's pretty impressive that you were playing a football game in San Antonio last night. Now you're back, and about 8 hours later, you're up fixing your brake pads. Like you just don't, no days off for you.
Yeah, listen, man. You just gotta come in. You gotta do it. All right, you gotta do it. No, really, I just like.
Oh man, you got to do it.
All right. Let me sit down here and reconvene my life. Yeah, we got back last night at like 1:30 in the morning. So I just hopped in bed, slept. I got up this morning at 8 a.m., had a cup of coffee, watched the tape, got pissed off, and then I was like, all right, I need to get something done. I need to accomplish my first task of the day so I can not feel like a loser. And so I was like, hey, Joe, you want to go fix my brake pads? Because my car sounds like, I don't know what. Sounds like Tanner and or nah, I don't know. I was going to go for a joke there. Anyways, got her done. Freaking, look at that. Hands are dirty. Work's been done.
Well, Johnny,
right, you guys are sitting around with your feet kicked up. All right.
We watched. I did. I watched the game. We don't need to talk about that. But you guys had been playing pretty well, though. Like, I mean, I think what are you're 2-2 right now. One of those losses was obviously to Arizona, which is obviously good. You gave them a little bit of a game, so there's still probably a lot of hope and optimism, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of look at the preseason as like, not the preseason, I guess, but you can kind of look at like the non-conference schedule as your preseason because now like we play three more. The next three games are top 10 FCS opponents, so like schedule's not getting any easier, and we're going into Big Sky play, and like we're probably to us in the Missouri Valley are the best two FCS conferences easily, and so yeah, I mean nobody's sitting there like, oh, the season's ruined, shit, let's pack our bags and go home. It's just got to do a lot of things better, which for us, like our head coach hit it on the nail. We didn't really block our gap that well. We didn't catch the ball that well, and we didn't tackle. And that's basically the three things to do in football. That's the football equivalent of like boxing out and rebounding and making layups, like an offensive lineman
use Notre Dame, man.
What's that?
The University of Notre Dame could probably use it because they are Buns McGee.
Yeah, they're looking rough. They're looking rough.
Northern Illinois lost to Buffalo.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They come in and steamroll Purdue, and then they show up and just have an absolute stinker against. I mean, they still beat Miami, Ohio, but they blew it in Northern Illinois.
Riley Leonard is garbage. Dude needs to be benched.
He can't throw a ball very well. He's like slightly above DJ Ungalalalele, but not great. Not great. Troy,
all right, boys, I'm peacing out.
All right, see you,
I'm peacing
McKinney.
out, everyone. I got rec league. Hopefully, no torn muscles after this. So,
Good
Fingers
luck,
crossed.
Big
man.
John, continue
Thank you,
it, and
Mac.
I'll let you know when I finish with 5 goals and 5 assists.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. See you, Mac. We'll have
Yeah. So where do we leave off at?
a couple more minutes here with Big John here. We're glad to get you on. Know you're a busy man. We're all busy. The viewers have been missing our episodes, but what have we talked about, Tanner? We talked about life during the
My,
pandemic.
my experience in Turkey.
Yep.
What are we talking about life during the pandemic, man? What was that?
We told the story about how me and Tanner got in trouble with some of our friends for going to the Palmyra Monroe City football game and getting on the front page of the Quincy Herald Wig, and then
Not a good look. Not a good look for the brand.
and then how
Not a good look.
we got sent home because of a false positive. Then we had to come all right back 2 days later, and then we actually had positives 2 weeks later, and all that good stuff.
See, the problem with you guys, you were living in Illinois. All right, I moved back to Missouri like in June of 2020, and in Missouri, COVID it was over, it was done. Like, hey, we're not doing it no more. Governor Greg Abbott said, "No more, fellas, no more of this Corona vid." You know, so I was just living life, man. It was only from like March through May was pretty rough. I was working at the old Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits, getting her done, serving liquor to the great people of Quincy, man.
The pandemic, there's probably a lot of liquor sales.
Yeah. You know, the hardest part of that job was there was a drive-through window at that liquor store, and like, let me tell you, there's a large selection of wine at the Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and boost them up. And so when some little old lady would come by and be like, "I need the something Merlot from da 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 da," and then I'd be looking for it for 10 minutes. She's pissed, and then she pulls out a checkbook, and I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go. 1987 came and went, lady. Let's move on."
Checkbook. Oh man. Well, Big John, here's
Dude, checkbooks are terrible.
I got 3 NFL takeaways for you here. That's kind of how we can end things. You give me your football analysis. As you know, I'm a diehard Indianapolis Colts fan. Anthony Richardson is a bust. Let me get your comments on that.
He's not a bust. He's just going to be a project. It's going to take a couple years to develop. He has the Okay, Anthony Richardson is the NBA equivalent of Giannis Antetokounmpo. The first 3 years of Giannis's career, bro, could not do anything. Was just this weird, goofy-looking dude who had like insane measurables, like out of the gym. Okay. Anthony Richardson can huck a football 70 yards off his back foot, runs like a gazelle, and is built like a brick shithouse. All right, buddy. He's not a bust. You just gotta. It's going to take a couple years. They got to get some receivers, too. They got to – up front, they're good, but their O-line's slowly aging. They got to get some more weapons, and they'll be ready to go.
Like it. I got some optimism. Number 2, is Taylor Swift affecting Travis Kelce? He has been buns the first 2 weeks.
I don't care about Taylor Swift. I'm not a Chiefs fan by any means. I think also Travis Kelce's like 36. Like, yeah, he's probably going to –
old as dirt, dude.
He's not looking good, but I don't know. I don't think Taylor Swift has anything to do with it. He's just not playing well. She's also just, I don't know. Football's football. I'm not there to watch the Taylor Swift.
She's a degenerate.
Have space. Let the NFL guys have our space.
Okay. I'm going to keep the rapid fire going here, okay? I know you used to be a big Raiders fan. I don't know if you still are these days in the Gardner Minshew. Is Derek Carr and the Saints legit after the first 2 weeks?
I mean, yeah, you don't go out and score. The Cowboys have a formidable defense. Formidable is the word I'm going to use there. They got a good defense. You don't just hang 41 on the Dallas Cowboys just by a fluke. You know, I think they are. I think they're pretty legit. It's just going to come down to consistency. Can they keep doing it day in and day out?
Anthony Richardson just threw a horrendous interception just as we were talking.
Once again, progression. He's going to need to learn. All right, he's going to make mistakes. He's really this is really more like his rookie year. He hadn't played much last year.
I just probably need to be a little more patient. I'm not a very patient person with my sports teams, as you know.
I'm really going back.
How can I help my
Bears
fantasy team, dude?
Yeah, Tanner. Us 3 are all in a fantasy football league, and Tanner's team. He's not high on his team right now.
No, seriously, dude. I don't know how this works anymore. I mean, this is garbage. I'm projected to have 109 points, and that's it.
Well,
I'm 4-0 in both my fantasy leagues. I'm killing it right now.
I'm 0-2.
Alvin Kamara.
4-0.
I'm 2-0 in one and 2-0 in the other.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I got another NFL question. This one will be for Tanner's sake. Can Notre Dame make the college football playoff?
Dude, I honestly, they need to get rid of Riley Leonard, dude. Just get him out of here. I don't care if he's on 3 million NIL or not. He's trash. He can't throw. All he can do, he's a running back.
He was
Bro,
like the biggest. He was like the biggest transfer in the country.
he's garbage, dude. He can't throw 5 yards. Like, I don't understand. Like, we have a perfect backup that can throw.
There's kind of a crazy trend going on in like major college football and the NFL. So like football goes in waves where like a couple years ago in the NFL, like offenses were just scoring out the wazoo and going crazy. Now like defenses have caught up. This happens in college football too. And so now it's like, do you hear the whole thing about Mel Kiper talking about how like 2 high safeties should be illegal? Because like just people can't score as well, but that's because like defenses have caught up to offenses, and now it's like back to being defensive football, and that's what a lot of these like good team. I mean, Michigan won the college football playoff last year because they had good defense and they ran the crap out of the ball. You know, it's boring, but it's awesome.
That is true. That is true. They need to throw the football more.
Really, this year, Michigan, if you watch that Michigan game last year, Michigan and Notre Dame are very similar teams. They just got to rely on the run really hard because like they just have no vertical passing game whatsoever. But you're gonna need it at some point too. You can't be one dimensional.
That's what I'm saying. They want to run these QB draws every single time. And it's like, no, stop.
The college football team I've enjoyed watching that my early pick to win it is I'm gonna go with Texas.
Texas is good. Texas is
Arch Manning. How about it?
They have 2 big time QBs. Like Arch Manning's a backup, and I'm sure every single team in the country outside of maybe 5 would probably take Arch. Would you take Arch Manning at Notre Dame over Riley?
Yes. He can throw the football. Yes.
I think Tennessee's looked really good.
Yeah, Mizzou didn't look good yesterday. They barely pulled that off. That was
Hold on. We're forgetting one of the best teams in the country right now. The QU Hawks, baby. 2-0. When's the last time the Hawks have been 2-0? Come on.
I don't know that answer, but no.
Dude, they just beat S&T on the road. They just smacked Lincoln. Like, come on now.
Imagine
Hawks
if
are back.
John would have grad transfer, like all of Quincy was one. That's what all I heard all summer was, God, that Bottorff kid just was our center.
Yeah, I had to pass up the opportunity to go there twice, man. Wouldn't mind doing it a third time.
Come on, man.
You can cut that out if you want, man.
It's understandable. Big John's hand.
I don't know Killaday at all. I really liked Gary Bass. I just was like, I just need to.
I'm pretty sure I heard that Killday's a really good coach, actually. Like, he knows his stuff. Like, he's recruited well, and he like has developed. I mean, they're 2-0. I understand they beat Lincoln, who is below average, and S&T is usually okay, but they beat them on the road.
Game, yeah, for sure.
So it's pretty impressive.
The defense seems to be pretty legit. Hey, and on top of that, Big John, your old football program, QND, 2-0 in the new conference.
Dude, those boys are balling, man. Everybody was like, "Oh, Central State, hey, QND can't hang." What do you know? They beat SHG by 30. You know.
I'm glad this came
up. Dude,
I'm
telling you, like, go ahead, Troy. Go ahead.
I'm glad this came up. My guy that's at QU now, Jake Hamilton, SHG alum. We were talking the other day. I told you QND is always going to be better than SHG. Just want to get that out there for everybody.
Dude, but like at the end of the day,
dude, if we would have played SHG when I was a senior in high school, they had this kid named Nick Broker who played at Ole Miss, who's on the Texans, and that we would have got cooked. They have their quarterback. Their quarterback played somewhere. Played at Lindenwood maybe or something. I don't know, man. Like, they've taken ever since Leonard stepped down there. They've kind of SSU's taken a dip down, but also Notre Dame's just really, really good this year.
I was gonna say, dude, you got to give Jack credit. Like, he gets those guys ready to play, man. Like, their defense is always just phenomenal.
They got 2 Division I kids on the back end of their defense. That White Mueller's going to Illinois State. He's a stud. And then what's that other? Talon Scott is probably going to go play football at an Ivy League school. He's smart and lays the
big hits. They got Jackson Cannell on the coaching staff. That's been the biggest game changer.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Jackson Cannell's on the coaching staff.
Me and Jackson Cannell were calling the offense and the defense like 2 summers ago at the QU team camp because the coaches weren't allowed to. So we were out there calling plays. Those boys were getting after it.
No, I like it. Well, Big John, we're going to end it with this, and this is a new segment that I created, and it's for you. You don't know about it. So here we go.
All
This
right.
is called Big John's Weekly Inspiration.
All right. I just got to inspire right now.
New segment that you knew nothing about.
Okay. So you just need me to say something inspirational.
Correct.
Well, sometimes you're the windshield in life and sometimes you're the bug. And I think that decision can be made by you. So always choose to be the windshield, fellas.
You know what, John? I think that's a fantastic quote, and I'm going to use that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to use that.
Absolutely, boys. We can keep doing that. I can rattle off I could probably talk for an hour.
No, we got more segments of this coming. Keep those for later weeks. So,
all right, boys.
This has been episode 5, We Them Boys podcast. Stay tuned. The boys are busy, but we got a lot of good content coming your way. A lot of guests on the hook to join the show. We're going to keep going at it, so we'll see you guys soon.